Like maybe you both tops, maybe you both bottom. For me personally, I think sex is important. You can have the best sex of your life with somebody who is absolutely terrible to you. How are we supposed to fix anything if we can't even talk about it? You cannot force yourself to be attracted to someone. And I just think this is where open relationship happen. Hi love, welcome back. How are you doing? So today I want to talk to you guys about something a little spicy, but also something I feel like it's really interesting conversation when it comes to dating and relationship. So the other day, me and my friends were having this discussions, and this question came up: is bad sex a deal breaker in relationship? And let me tell you, everybody have their own opinion, their own preferences, needs, an idea of what is important in their relationship. And honestly, this conversation still had been on my mind. So I thought, you know what, let me sit down and talk about it with you guys today and share what I think. I mean, and obviously this is just my opinion. I don't think there's a wrong or right answer in this question. I just think everybody's different. So why are you guys listening? Just think about it. Would bad sex is a deal breaker for you? But let's talk about it. What does bad sex even mean? I think that's the first question that we have to ask, because when someone say the sex is bad, like what are they talking about? Right? Either sex actually is bad or you choose just not sexual compatible. Because I feel like those two are completely different things. Maybe you're dating somebody new and the first couple times you guys have sex, it's awkward, it didn't go like you expected. Maybe you guys just don't know what each other like yet, and maybe you're both nervous. I mean, nowadays when it comes to dating or relationship, I just feel like the sex always have to come first. Like literally my first date and you guys already have sex. And again, this happened to a lot of us. I mean, maybe not you know, maybe you didn't expect to have sex on the first date, but maybe he has that idea. But I do think when it comes to dating or relationship, sex is something that we can learn together. Again, especially when you're in relationship and you becoming more comfortable with each other, you start kind of learning their body, learning what they like. Same thing for him. And personally, if I really like somebody, like I genuinely like them, we had a great connection, chemistry, and everything else was there, I don't think I would stop talking to them like right away if the sex wasn't amazing the first couple times. I'm not gonna be like, okay, bye, and let's give a person a chance to, you know, to talk about it, discuss about it, and to fix things, because nobody's perfect, no relationship is perfect, right? But then we have a sexual compatibility, because honestly sometimes there's certain preferences and dynamics that we gay make the sexual compatibility more complicated. Like maybe you both tops and maybe you both bottoms, maybe one person is very sexual and wants sex all the time, and the other person can go for weeks without it. And maybe one person is more adventure and want to try different things all the time, and the other person is just more traditional. And I just think this is where open relationship happen. Again, none of those things are necessarily wrong. You know, it just means that you have a different needs. This is where you have to ask yourself, like, can we meet somewhere in the middle? Because I do believe relationship have some kind of compromise, right? But at the same time, you should not constantly sacrifice something is really important to you just to keep a relationship going. And if you constantly feeling sexually frustrated or rejected, that eventually can start affecting the relationship outside of a bedroom too. You know, you might start feeling unwanted, you start questioning if your partner is attracted to you anymore, and suddenly it's not about sex anymore. So is sex really that important in a relationship? For me personally, I think sex is important, but I don't think sex is everything. Because let's be real here, you can have the best sex of your life with somebody who is absolutely terrible to you, right? We all probably have met someone where the chemistry was chemistry, but everything else, probably not, you know, disaster. Like you can't communicate, there's no conversation, and probably you guys don't have the same goals or compatible with everything else. But the sex, amazing. And I think sometimes that amazing sexual chemistry is what keep you in a situation longer than it should be. So I don't think good sex automatic means that you have a good relationship, and I don't think bad sex automatic means you have bad relationship. I have mentioned and talked about this many times. Emotional connection is very important to me. I just feel like if I'm comfortable with somebody and I can communicate with that person about everything, it's just everything for me. You know, like Can I talk to you? Can I be myself around you? Can we laugh together? Can we just sit at home and do nothing and we still enjoy each other's company? Because I think at the end of the day, you're not going to have sex 24/7. Like, you have to actually like the person that you're with inside and outside of the bedroom. But if the sex never gets better, this is where I can't understand it's a deal breaker. Let's say you guys have been together for a while, you guys communicate about it, you guys know what you guys want, you guys have tried different things and you're still not satisfied. Then I think you have to be honest with yourself. Because for some people, sex is a huge part of how they feel connected to their partner. And if that's important to you, I don't think you should feel guilty because we all different, right? For one person, bad sex may not matter that much, but for another person, it might be one of the biggest reasons they don't feel fulfilled in a relationship, and both of them are valid. Honestly, I think the bigger deal breaker for me is someone who is not willing to communicate about it. Because how are we supposed to fix anything if we can't even talk about it? I feel like sometimes we're afraid to tell our partner what we like or what we want because we don't want to hurt their feelings. And I was that person before. I was the person I always keep, feelings myself. I never expressed my feelings or communicate with the person I dated before. So I assumed things, I expected things, and it never turned out well. Now I learned that I should communicate. Of course, have to be at the right time and the right place and be respectful to your partner. Like on this topic, you don't go to your partner and you say, you are terrible in bed. You know what I mean? Like, you don't say that. We all can't communicate in a positive way. Like, you can say, I really like when you do this, or can we try this? Just open conversation, communicate each other, maybe guide each other in a moment, And I think sex should be something both people should feel comfortable to communicate about, about what you like, about what you don't like. If somebody cares about you, I hope they would want to know how to make the experience better for both of you. But at the same time, if you generally don't feel any sexual attraction to your partner, that's a harder situation because you can teach or communicate with someone what you like or what you want, right? And you can improve the communication, but you cannot force yourself to be attracted to someone. Like, I don't know, I don't think you should have to. But if we talk about long term, I don't think this is going to work. So is bad sex a deal breaker for you? Do you feel like if their sexual chemistry is not going to be there at the beginning, it's probably never going to be there? Would you rather have an amazing emotional connection with okay sex or amazing sex with an okay emotional connection? Let me know in the comment. I think everybody's going to have a different answer to this. At the end of the day, I don't think there's one right answer to this question. I think it's more about knowing yourself, knowing what you need from your partner, and finding somebody and that you're really compatible with, not just sexually but emotional and mentally as well, right? I love having the conversation with you because sometimes these random topics and discussion between me and my friends just made me think about relationship and what matters to all of us. It's mattered to me and I like to share with you about it. So alright love, that's all I have for the little chit chat today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Be kind to yourself, love yourself, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.